Good morning, girls. I decided I would do a little foundation tutorial with you guys. A lot of you have reached out asking me for recommendations for drugstore foundation, and since I haven't used a lot of them, I decided I was going to just kind of pick a few and start demoing them for you guys and give you some feedback and tell you what I like and don't like about them. So the first one I got to try with you guys is this Revlon Color Stay Full Cover Foundation, and I got it in a matte finish. I don't like my foundation super dewy looking. I like to kind of do that with like a highlighter or a misting spray at the end, but I don't like my foundation to be super oily. So anyway, I'm gonna give this one a shot and let you guys know what I think. Okay, so I just washed my face and put my moisturizer on, and then the next step, I like to use my Tarte base tape just to kind of prep my skin and fill in my pores before I put on a full coverage foundation. Okay, so normally when I apply my foundation, I use my little foundation brush, but because I don't know how the consistency of this is yet, I'm gonna just go with my Beauty Blender today and just see how I like it. It's kind of moussey. I do like the coverage so far. So I do like it so far. I wish it was like just a tiny bit thicker. It's pretty light, like lightweight as far as like the consistency of it, but I like the coverage. I'm used to a little heavier of a feel, so it feels super light, which is good if you're not used to wearing a lot of foundation, but I think the coverage is pretty good. I think it was maybe like $8 or $9, and I feel like it would go a long way. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just set that in. I always like to find like a setting powder, and I found that Revlon has their Color Stay like loose powder, so I'm gonna try that on top of this. I'm gonna use a big brush. So I feel like this is a really good option for those of you that don't need like a really heavy coverage. And even though it said it was full coverage, I still can kind of see my freckles and broken capillaries around my nose and stuff through the formula a little bit. So I do think it would work, but I don't know if it's the best I've seen as far as full coverage foundation. But I mean, for $8 or $9, it's totally, I feel like it's done a pretty good job. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my bronzer and my blush, and then I'll pop back on and show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so overall on the foundation, I did like it. I think that it was efficient, it worked well, it wasn't too heavy. So I think it's a really good transition for those of you that are used to just kind of like a medium coverage and you want to switch to more of a full coverage. I feel like this is a really good stepping stone. The MAC and the Estee Lauder, a lot of the full coverage foundations that I've used before have a little more coverage to them. So this one's a little bit lighter. It's not super heavy like the ones I'm used to. Like I can still see a little bit of my freckles and through it, so I'm not used to that. But I do think overall it did the job. So this is a good one.